Hello, everyone. How you doing on this wonderful Monday? I'm Audrey Faust, and today I'm going to be talking with you about 3 tactics that will help you delegate more. But first, I wanted to share a funny story with you. So I used to be an extreme control freak. So bad that I remember one time, this was probably like 20 years ago when my kids were young. I was over at a friend's house and we were making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for our kids. And I used to make peanut butter, or I still make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches by putting the peanut butter on one side and the jelly on the other, right? That was how my mom always did it, and that's how I thought it should be done. So I proceeded to tell my friend, I still can't believe I did this, that she was making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches wrong. So that she was putting the peanut butter down and then the jelly on top and then the bread on top of that. I realized that day how much of a control freak I was, that I was actually telling my friend how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Seriously. So anyway, I laugh about that now, but I've come a long way. Because I knew if I ever wanted to grow my business to where it is today at multi-six figures, I had to be able to let go of control. So it was a hard transition, and I worked on it for years with coaches along the way. But now I know that I've truly succeeded because a few months ago, one of my team members was out sick with COVID for 4 weeks. She was really sick. And I realized at that point that I succeeded because I had to take over her responsibilities while she was out sick. And it actually took me longer to do what she was doing than it did her. So I kind of knew at that point I've successfully let go of some of my control issues and have successfully been a good delegator along the way. So today I have some delegation tactics that I use with my clients and myself that I wanted to share with you. So there's 3 tactics, and I'll go over them with you over the next few minutes. I won't take up too much of your time on this wonderful Monday, but I think these may help you. The first tactic is Post-it note. So write on a Post-it note like this, smaller even, and write on a Post-it note, can I give this to somebody else? Who can I give this task to? So if it's on your computer, you'll see it every day and be like, who else can do this? So every single task as a CEO, I want you to think about that. Who else can do this task? So it will help you remove some of the things off of your plate and give you more freedom. Because in most cases, somebody else can do almost every single task, right? It may take a little training, but things can be delegated. If you have that little Post-it note or imaginary Post-it note, one of my clients has an imaginary Post-it note. He tells me on his desk or on his computer, who can I give this to? But I often get, but Audrey, it only takes me a minute to do this. Why would I delegate this? And I want to tell you, for every minute for every minute that you're interrupted, for every minute that you stop doing what you're doing, it actually costs you 20, not 1. Should you be doing things like ordering supplies or anything? Even, if you're a CEO and you're creating financials, you have a staff that can probably do that. If you're an 8-figure business or a 7-figure business, you have somebody else that can do that. There are plenty of things that can be done by somebody else that you don't have to do. And this is where CEOs sometimes get wrapped up in doing everything themselves, or I can do it quicker, I can do it better. So, of course you can. That's because you haven't delegated it. And maybe if you would delegate it, somebody else would be able to do it quicker and better than you down the road. So that's number 1. Number 2 is let them fail. Yes, I said it. Let them fail. It's okay. And I know my clients say to me, but Audrey, what does that say about me? If my employee is failing and it is a reflection of me to my client. Well, I'm here to tell you, everybody makes mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. Your team is going to make mistakes. Everybody fails at some point, and it's okay. Your clients make mistakes and they fail. They get it. So it's okay. I'm here to tell you, let them fail. And what else happens when you let them fail? First of all, they usually feel worse about it than you do when they fail. So I know in the past, if I've ever failed at something, I beat myself up way times more than anybody else could ever beat me up. So your employees are doing, and your team, they're doing the same thing. They're doing the exact same thing. They don't want to fail. Nobody wants to fail. So, and what's the worst thing you can do if they do fail? Take it back. Take it from them. The best thing you can do if they do fail is let them have the dignity to correct their own mistakes. Because 2 things are going to happen then. You're going to give them let them know that you trust them to fix their own mistakes. You're going to let them know that it's okay to make mistakes and you're going to learn from this mistake. If they fail, they correct their mistake, you're going to teach them how to do it right, 1, and they're not going to do it again. And if they don't care about their mistake, or if they continue to do the same mistake, then maybe they're not the right team member to have in that position. So if you continue to take things over that they fail at, that's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help you, and it's not going to help them. So that's number 2, let them fail. Number 3 is for projects, don't do what I call the swoop and poop. So what does that mean, the swoop and poop? If you give your team a project, or even someone on your team a project, and you tell them what you want, tell them how to, what you're looking for, and they go and they do it, right? Somewhere along the way, or at the end, they come and bring the project to you, and it really wasn't what you wanted. And you poop all over it. So a better way to do this is to continue to communicate throughout the project. I don't know whether the project's going to take them a day, a couple hours, or whatever. Check in with them where you think a couple of times during they're working on this project. Just check in with them and see if they need any help. Create communication between them so they know they can come to you with questions and answers, so you actually get the product that you're looking for at the end of the project. and they feel good and you feel good. Communication is so important. The other thing I like to say is on the swoop and poop is be sure to explain why you need what you need. I had a boss one time who would ask me for a report, and he wouldn't tell me why. And this is what I need. So I do the report, what I thought he needed, give it to him, and that's not what I need. So he would never explain why he needed it. And I didn't really get it for a little while. And then eventually I started saying, well, what are you looking for? What's the end result? What do you need from this report? What decision are you trying to make based on this report? So you often think that your team doesn't need to know this, but if you provide that to them, it's going to help them give you the right answers in the end. At the end of the project or the end of the report or whatever, you're going to have a finished product that solves your problem, that solves your need. For if you just take a few extra minutes and tell them exactly why you need it. So those are the three things that I wanted to talk about today. The Post-it note of, I'll just review them. The Post-it note on your screen. Who else can do this? As a constant reminder to delegate. Let them fail, and they won't do it again. And don't do the swoop and poop. So thank you. I hope these were able to help you. If you have any questions about them or you want to connect with me, feel free to message me. And, oftentimes we all just need a reminder or help, right? Even I still do. So around delegation. I have a little story for you around this recently that happened to me. So I'm part of a 7-figure CEO mastermind group. And one of the members, Beth, in the group was asking our coach, Amy, it's all coaches in the group, or it's a 7-figure mastermind coaching group. And she was asking our coach, Amy, who's in charge of this group, and questions about strategy to accomplish something. And Amy kindly reminded her that she could delegate a lot of these things to her VA, that she didn't have to do them herself. And this was a good reminder for me too. Who else can do this, right? Put the Post-it note up there. Do I need to do this, or can my VA do it? And just having someone in our back pocket constantly to encourage us, to help us think differently, someone in your corner at all times is priceless. So if you're looking for someone to be in your corner, for someone to help you think differently, and you want to chat with me about that, I'd love to talk to you. And let's start connecting, and let's get on a call together. So I hope you found this information beneficial for your Monday, and I'd love to hear your comments and suggestions along the way if you have any. Have a great day, and I'll be talking to you next week.